Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls. Our next guest is Jay Galante. Jay, welcome to the neighborhood, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Jay is at Remax. Remax, what's the
Hometown.
tag name? Remax Hometown. Been a realtor for a while. Tell us a little bit about, you talked to me a little bit, tell us a little bit about your journey in real estate business, your pre-real estate, because you were on the dark side, and how you got into real estate and where it led you.
Yeah, for sure. Pre-real estate, I was a bartender for just about 13 years.
Okay.
I actually did my college internship with Disney. Not a lot of people know that. Started down there, worked my way up here, worked in a couple of the local establishments. I'm not going to give them free plugs, but ended up at PHH Mortgage. That was kind of the start of the journey. Started out as a loan processor, a loan processing assistant. Moved on to loan processor. Ended up kind of learning what goes on behind the curtain through PHH and other mortgage ventures, and then again, I kind of just fell into being a realtor. A lot of taps on the shoulder, a lot of you should really kind of try this because you do know how to connect with people, you know how to talk to people. So kind of pulled the safety net out from underneath me and gave it a shot when, like I had mentioned to you, when my son was first born. We had the time to kind of dedicate to the classes, and not a rocky start or anything like that, but just like most people, kind of start out slow and ramped up from there, and just a few years into it, everything just kind of snowballed and started to click, and here I am.
Nice. Now, you are from a.k.a, and you tend to farm that area, correct?
Yeah, that's pretty correct. a.k.a, Chislehurst, Hamilton, Berlin Borough, Berlin, Winslow, Voorhees. My parents actually lived on shore, so just a couple weeks ago I sold a couple of things in like the Stone Harbor area.
Nice.
So basically, anywhere the road wants to bring me, I'm willing to go.
Okay.
For sure.
Besides, we know your website. You're a client of Brian Klug, who actually does my website and does all our stuff. Besides that, how do you get business in 2022? Are you a big social media person? Are you more the Google stuff? How do you generate your business?
That's a good question. Both. So word of mouth, number one.
Always.
It's got to be that way. My grandfather told me when I was a kid, all you really have in this world is your name and your handshake. Don't blow either one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to take care of all my buyers and sellers, so that way next time they know somebody that needs help, my name's the first one to come out of their mouth. It's really kind of worked out. I've had folks that were strangers at first that were kind of brought to me, end up bringing me their family. So it's really helped out. Again, just kind of pride in what you do. Facebook, I'm pretty big on social media, Facebook, Instagram.
Sure.
Not so much on Twitter. But also, and the Google searches and stuff like that Brian's got me set up for.
Now, do you tend to have a, that's my buyer kind of thing? Are you traditionally a first-time home buyer guy, or is there a client where you're like, oh, that's my client?
It's funny you asked. No, not necessarily.
Okay.
However, with that being said, I love first-time home buyers, second-time home buyers, somebody that bought their first home, saved basically you save your entire life, and you're trying to get to this goal of putting whether it be you by yourself or you and your significant other, your soon-to-be husband, wife, whatever, your small family, into a home that you're no longer renting and paying somebody else's mortgage. You're basically putting all of your trust into a complete stranger. For what it's worth, you as a mortgage guy, here's every document, here's every personal piece of personal information I own.
Sure.
Please,
now
do what you can.
We need blood tests. We need
your second born.
Yeah.
The way that I look at it is, they kind of put their faith in me. Like, listen, whatever it takes, we just want the keys to the house. So, first-time home buyers, again, with investment properties, a shore house or vacation home, something like that. You've attained your first home. You're comfortable there now, and now you want that shore house, you want the house on the bay, you want to be able to go to Ocean City or Stone Harbor or Wildwood whenever you want and not have to pay, you know, a ridiculous fee for the 4th of July week to stay down there.
Yeah.
Again, you know, hopefully they'll come back to me looking for something like that.
Sure. I just had a client that wasn't aware that they could take equity out of their primary residence and use it as a down payment for their second home.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, well, that's where really, when you look at it traditionally, that's where the home values appreciate the most, is the shore properties, the really nice areas.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a great investment. And now with the Airbnb coming popular, you know, you don't have to go there every weekend. You can make your mortgage payment 2 weekends a month, and you get to go there for 2 weeks. I mean, there's tons of opportunity.
It's unreal, the cash flow that is actually an option at this point. Like you mentioned, you know, setting yourself up. Hey, listen, we're only going to be there the first and last weekend of this month. Boom, Airbnb it, you know.
Getting like $290 a day.
Insane, right? And you're still cheaper than the house with 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms on the beach block in Wildwood. You're still cheaper, and you can almost accommodate the same amount of people, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. Now, have you done a lot of business with investors? Some realtors are like, oh, I love investors, and some others are like, no way.
My man Michael Rowley that sat in this seat. That's his game.
He loves
That's my man Rob Bunis, another one. I do, yeah, for sure. I have a couple of investors that I feed. Everything goes, you know, pretty well. I'm always looking for new ones. I have no problem, you know, if they don't have the time, because obviously most investors, they got their hands in a couple of different pots. Just going to a property, checking it out for them, taking pictures of what I know that they're looking for, you know, whether it be the big ticket items. Hey, you know, what's the electrical system look like? What's, you know, the HVAC system look like? You know, maybe if I can send them a synopsis of 5 to 8 pictures that I know that are you know, big ticket items to them, it saves them the, well, it's not driving around gas prices right now, so it saves them the trip. It might be a little bit closer for me anyhow, and you know, being that I work out of my house, it's really no big deal for me to, you know, kind of scoot around town.
Nice. Okay, let's go. We went backwards in your past. Let's go forward. 2 years from now, June 2024. Where's Jay Galante? What are some of your goals? Some of your little bullet points you hope to check off on that road from here to there?
You know, complacency is not something that I'm okay with. You know, and some people are, and that's fine.
Sure.
You know, I'm always looking to get better every single year, whether it be volume, you know, dollar amount, something like that. Long-term goal, anybody that knows me personally, I'm a boat guy, I'm a shore guy. Put me by the water every day, so I would love to have a place in the Keys.
Okay.
And Airbnb it, because I can't live there right now. My son is in 2nd grade going into 3rd, so we're up here until that 12th grade piece of paper gets put in his hand, but that doesn't mean that we don't like to vacation. We try to travel once every few months, whether it be like a long weekend or a full week or something like that. Fortunately, the job that I'm in kind of gives me the luxury to navigate the buoys.
Yeah. Now, are you a boat fisherman or just a let's go on trip?
Yes to all of the answers. All right. I always tell people, you know, if you put me in the mountains, I'd be dead in 24 hours. But you put me on a boat, put me on the water, and I'll be fine with what I have on.
What's the best place you ever fished?
Oh, Florida Keys. You don't even have to finish that question. Yeah, Florida Keys is the fishing capital of the world.
Yeah.
We actually went there in February with another family, which are, you know, good friends of ours. Our sons are the same age. You know, they hang out all the time. So it was awesome for me and the adults to see. First, everybody caught fish, but second, to see the kids' faces when they were pulling up, you know, bright, colorful fish that they're not used to seeing in the murky waters in New Jersey. Right. It was awesome.
Yeah. What's your best fish you caught?
I don't know.
Or like your most proud?
You know, my wife usually beats me. Yeah, she's got the hot hand lately. She caught a nice flounder this weekend.
Nice. Mahi, you ever catch mahi?
I haven't. That's on my bucket list. You know, and funny because my son is now also on board, and you know, the first one that we pull up, I tell him all the time, it's going over the mantle. Yeah, it's definitely going.
I caught a mahi in the Bahamas. Never caught a marlin. Never caught one of the big sail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one of the sport fish. Yeah.
Mahi was like a 4-person charter boat.
Very cool.
Mahi, and I caught an African pompano. which is like something that's not really around there that much. It's this thin fish that's really tall. So it fought me for an hour and 45 minutes. I thought I had like a 300-pound
You
shark.
pulled up the bottom, right?
I pulled it up,
Yeah.
and it was like, I mean, it was like, whatever, 15 pounds or 20 pounds, but it was so big with the torque that the body had. I fought this thing, and it came up, and the dude was like, oh my God, that's an African pompano. And I'm like, can we eat it? I don't know.
Yeah, nice.
It was crazy. I'm not the biggest fisherman in the world. I don't like surf fishing. I'll do a little bit of striper fishing, but if you go on a boat, if you're going like sport fishing, more, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
I'll do something
cool,
like
very
that.
cool.
Yeah. So what if you tomorrow? Here's your personal question. Tomorrow you wake up, you read the newspaper, and you won $2 million. What's the first place you're spending your money?
That's not a whole lot of money anymore.
Yeah, I know it's not.
10 years ago, that question, I changed my answer. I'm a risk analyst by nature, so I'm paying off my mortgage first of all.
Okay.
I'll invest some. I always kind of say that I'd rather have 2 houses under 500 grand than $1 million house.
Sure.
So take it and buy a nice condo somewhere warm. I'm not a cold weather person. I never lie to people. I'm not supposed to be from New Jersey. I absolutely hate cold weather. So we do not ski. We don't go north. I am totally a packed shorts and flip flops and t-shirts kind of person when I go on vacation. So I'd rather just be able to have a place, whether it's the Carolinas, whether it's Florida, someplace that I could, that we could see water. Like I said, I lived in Disney, so I've done that, and I won't live in Central Florida ever again. It was great while it lasted, but that's not the Florida you see in pictures. I just would love to be able to have a place that, going back to our previous conversation, I could determine when I'm going. Like, oh, we got a long weekend, let's just, go stay in Florida for a couple days.
That'd be awesome. And we're going to put it out in the universe real quick. Tomorrow night? No, Friday. Yeah, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night you're
Been
going to the Phillies game.
Week, man.
Tomorrow night you're going to the Phillies game.
Yeah.
And you're bringing your son, who is newly impressed with Mike Trout.
Loves him.
You got a sign. You got some other stuff. This isn't going to air until after it happens.
He's not on Facebook.
We're going to put it out in the universe at first, and we're going to see what happens. But you're bringing a ball, and you're bringing a sign, and you're hoping to get his attention because you're right on the third base line. Hopefully, I get a phone call Monday morning from you. Yo, we got the ball sign.
Yeah, dude, you'll see pictures before that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll post them right away. If he can get Trout to sign a baseball or something for him, man,
That's great.
That would really kick off his birthday weekend right away.
That's awesome. Jay, thanks so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me, man.
Have an awesome night. We'll be right back with the next guest.